Hey guys, we're taking a little walk. Our favorite place to walk is the cemetery, and there's Kennedy. Say hello.
Hello.
And her favorite thing to do is collect all the sticks she finds. She always brings home a bunch of sticks when we're out here. And let's see, let me turn around and you can see the beast and also the dog.
Right.
So we're having a lot of fun out here. We like to look at the names and the dates and see how old the graves are, and sometimes I bring paper with me and lay the paper down and rub it with a pencil, and you can kind of etch, and they're pretty cool, and they look really neat.
Yeah, they're sick.
Yeah. Oh, my back is getting me in the sun.
The back is getting you in the sun. It's a really nice cemetery in Georgetown. It's really big and it's pretty well kept.
1698 is the oldest grave I found so far.
1698 is the oldest grave he's found, he said. That's pretty cool. They've got some neat monuments. And what are those houses called? Not a house. You know what I'm talking about? You put the mausoleum, yeah. House, sorry. Well, it's their final resting house, I guess. And there's lots of little squirrels and whatnot out here, and lots of interesting things that fall off of the different kinds of trees, you know, the different kinds of pine cones and nuts and seeds and pods and all those sweet gum balls and that kind of stuff to teach Kennedy about. Ooh, sorry I'm out of breath, but I am fat, so.
Right.
Kennedy, you want to go right or left?
That way.
That way.
I want to go right.
Bye, y'all. Hey, started painting on Cozy, and then I just decided I'm gonna paint another baby. I usually paint two at once until I get pretty far along, and then I'll start concentrating on just one. So I started painting Cozy, and halfway through, I just decided I was gonna make Cozy a vampire. I've never made an alternative baby, but you know, we love Halloween, and I thought, you know, people do like the alternative babies, and they do sell pretty well. I hear if they're, you know, decent looking. So I don't know, Cozy, when I was just looking at her, I was just painting her and looking at her little mouth, and I was like, you know, would that not be just so perfect? A perfect little fangs in there. I've never seen a Cozy vampire. I'm sure there is one because her mouth is so perfect to put little fangs right there. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure. And if you don't like alternative babies, you know, that's fine. I don't have any, and I don't know if I'll sell her or keep her like that, because we do a haunted house in our garage, and last year it was a witch cottage, and I'm sorry I didn't get any video to post of it. There may have been a little thing of it in the dark, possibly. I don't even remember. But this year I'll try to do better. I might have a little bit of something on there. I might have posted a video about it, but if I did, it wasn't very good. But my son and I just got done making another fire. We had a fire last year, little fake fire. It looks like coals and little burning embers, and really cute and easy, so easy. I've got a video of me making that, but we made a little bit bigger one this year. And so anyway, I decided partway through I was gonna warm up her skin and start making her more pink. And I was like, do I want to make her more pink, or do I want her to be very, very much pale if she's gonna be a vampire? I don't know. I'm not sure. And in the oven, doggone it, I don't know if you can see it, she got this orange dot on her head. It didn't go in with it, and somewhere in the oven this orange dot appeared. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, so there she is in the dark where it doesn't really show very much. And here is Scarlet. I'll turn the light back on. I just started Scarlet's little lips. If you haven't seen Scarlet Brown, that's her. So Cozy and Scarlet is a little bit smaller. Well, quite a bit smaller, actually. Her head's quite a bit littler than Cozy's. But if you've never seen Scarlet Brown, She is just absolutely precious. Well, every brown baby is, but and her little teeny tiny little precious little feet are the cutest things you've ever seen in your life. Here's her little leg. Look at that little foot. Look at those little toes. Aren't they adorable? Look at it. It's just so sweet. It is just precious. I mean, the real borns are scans of a real baby. But I swear, these little baby toes look more like, this looks more like a real baby foot to me than the scan of the real baby. Her little, I mean, the real borns seem like they are overboard on wrinkles and stuff. I don't know, they just don't look as realistic to me, even though it's a real baby. Does that make sense? But look at that. Bonnie Brown is an absolute genius. She's precious. I used to sculpt little cute things years ago, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Like little bears, little furry teddy bears and things like that. And I wish I could get back into that. I think I could probably sculpt a baby doll. It might take me a year, but I think I could do it. It definitely wouldn't look like this, but I think it could be, you know, it would pass maybe for my own personal enjoyment. And there's Scarlet, one of her little hands. Just precious. Bonnie Brown's babies, I don't know if they all do, but the ones that I've noticed have really long, skinny fingers. But just precious. She's got really, really cute limbs. Really cute. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to decide if I want to warm her color up or if I want to leave her. Right now, she looks just slightly greenish, maybe purplish, just a little. And I've got her eyelids pretty purple. But you know, I've never met a vampire, so I don't know what their babies look like. I really like Cozy a lot. I love her little face, and I struggled with her little tongue, but I think it's passable. I just think she's so cute. And she's supposed to be able to suck her finger, or her thumb, I guess. She sucks her thumb. Isn't that sweet? Although, if you buy this doll, if I sell it, that is, I wouldn't put her thumb in her mouth a lot because it will wear the paint off of her mouth and off of her thumb. So, you might want to pose her that way to take a picture or something and not do it a lot because over time that is going to wear both those places. Anyway, well, I'm going to go ahead and get some more paint on her. Whether I warm her up or not, she's got to be mottled a little more. So I'm going to put some blue mottle on her. I'll set Scarlet's head over here to watch what we're doing. I better not leave her there. Kennedy will be in here trying to run off with her.
Here, you smoking water.
So let's see. I'm going to model her a little more with some blue. And I think I'm going to use, instead of, usually I just use vein blue to model, but I think I'm going to use this other blue I have. Let me see what it's called, because I forgot.
No!
I think it's called,
Party's over.
it's either ultramarine blue or phthalo blue. I don't remember which one. This is why I don't really make tutorials. I'm a little on the haphazard side. So if you're trying to follow along, I apologize if you're having quite a bit of trouble. I don't think I did such a terrible job. Maybe, see, I'm trying to think who, I painted somebody and And I did a pretty good job of instructing as I went along, but I can't remember which doll it was. It might have been Spencer. Maybe it was Spencer. I've painted two or three, I think, and kind of videoed it as I went along, but I don't know. I'm not a great videoer, and I tend to forget what I'm doing, like, in the middle, so just me. I've got old lady brain, and it stinks. Okay, so sponge, pluck little haphazard little random holes, take a brush, paint it on. And I normally use the clear watery liquid thinner, but I have painted this baby entirely using the thick, milky looking, I call it thicker thinner. As one of my coworkers say, I crack myself up. Oh my goodness. So, using the thicker thinner, it is odorless mineral spirits, and I get it at Walmart. And it's like industrial, just, I don't know, it's stripper, I guess. Green clean strip, odorless mineral spirits. Thins all colors of oil-based paint, stain, and varnish. Cleans brushes, etc. It's less harsh on skin than regular mineral spirits. So that's what I have, and I was actually kind of afraid to use it because I felt like it just looked too industrial to be good, but I've loved it so far. And I actually got color to show up on her faster than anything I've ever used. So I don't know if it was just because Cozy's easier to paint or if it was because that stuff really works well. But you can use some and you be the judge. So I painted some blue on there. And we're going to, let's see, I never know if you can see it or not. There, you can see it. And when it dries, it'll be less noticeable, but I'm just gonna model her up a little bit. I like to leave out her nose, but I pretty much model the whole rest of her, other than her nose. I don't know why I leave the nose, but I just feel like I don't know. I'm quirky, so I'm going to carry on. I think I'm going to leave that light off for a little bit here. I think you can see better without the light than you can with the light. It glares. And I tend to talk lower when I'm concentrating on this. So if you can't hear me, I apologize. Hopefully you can see all my wrinkles really well with this unattractive light. Lit from above. Alright, so I'm going to continue on modeling her legs and feet and arms, and just because I think it's funny, here is Cozy's foot next to little Scarlet Brown's foot. Quite a bit of difference. Oh, when I picked out her little foot out of that bag, I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? How sweet is that little foot? Look how tiny. Just precious. Cracks me up. Alright, so I'm going to continue on painting these silly looking limbs here. I love Cozy. And I'll be back. So Kennedy just got out of the tub. She's a little kitty cat right now. Y'all snuggly? Y'all warm and snuggly?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, let's go get some clothes on your naked booty. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going back to Scarlett's little mouth, and her mouth is very tiny, but it is open. So what I do is I squeeze her face to make it open as much as possible so I can get the color inside her mouth. Ooh, and it's not easy. Not easy, and it separates inside there, and whew, it's tough. And then you just mop out the wetness, basically. And keep baking until you get that darker, because you want that to be darker than the other stuff around it. It does not take color well in there either. It's not taking it well at all. Y'all having fun, Kennedy? Alright, so while Cozy's limbs are flashing off, I'm going to go ahead and bake Scarlett's little mouth again. See if we can't start building up the color. She's so cute. I love her. Hey y'all, driving to work in Piranha. We're thinking about selling our house, so we've been looking at some houses, and we do want to sell. We're just not sure when, but we are improving some things, and we put down we're in the process of putting down some, I forgot what you called it. There's a certain name for it, but anyway, it's like snap together wood floor, but it's not real wood. It's got a wood texture on top, but it's very waterproof, whereas our wood floor is very not waterproof, and it's a lot better, especially if you've got kids and dogs and reasons to want waterproofing. So we are putting that down, and it looks really pretty so far. Maybe I can slap a picture in right here of what we've got so far, and you can judge for yourself. Maybe you might want to do it sometime. But anyway, the process has been, there's a learning curve like with anything. We did our own actual real Bruce hardwood floor, so we were familiar with, laying out patterns and that sort of thing. But I don't usually tend to do things exactly by the book, so that's just me. Let's see if this truck is going to go. It's their turn. There you go. Good job, buddy. So anyway, I don't do things strictly by the book, so I know, like in a hallway, it would be best to have one strip down the middle and then go from there and, factor it out to where it would even up that way. But what I did was I just started on the left and went for it. So it doesn't really, like when you look down the hallway, the pattern that we have, it's called Resort Teak, and you don't really, it's got such a busy pattern, you don't notice. I can see that being a huge deal if you had a certain kind of looking wood, but what we have, it's kind of a close-knit all over pattern, and it doesn't show. So we didn't worry about doing that part. And you have to, with this kind of floor that we're doing, you have to start on the left and go across, because it snaps together with these little channels and like tongue and groove, but they have to like lift up and snap down, and you have to go left to right because they won't fit together otherwise. So you have to do one whole row and then do the next whole row and do the next whole row and go at like that. So we've been working at it very slowly. It is a little bit tricky to get it to go together. You have to put the short end, the end cut piece, together first, and then do the long part and lift up on it while keeping the ends together. Then you have to lift this up this way to get it to snap into the next piece. Oh my goodness. But anyway, my fingers are very sore. It was super easy to cut because since it's vinyl, I guess it's vinyl, yeah. It's not vinyl on the bottom, but it's vinyl on top. And since it's that, you just have to score it 2 or 3 times with a heavy duty box cutter, carpet knife kind of thing. Score it 2 or 3 times, and then you can just snap it right down through there, and it'll just snap off. So we haven't even had to use a saw for any of it. It's been really good. And I thought we would be like, getting a divorce in the middle of it. Because any kind of job like that, one or both of us always gets furious about something, and we get really mad at each other. But this time, we've been laughing instead of getting furious. We've just been getting tickled, and that's worse for me. I would rather just get mad. Because if I get tickled, I basically, I'm peeing in my pants. And I've peed in my pants 2, maybe 3 times since we started this in the hallway. So I guess being happy is better than being mad, but not for my pants. So, and being old, it just flows ever so much easier. But I've been that way ever since I was a kid. If I got tickled, I pee my pants. So that's just one of my quirks. But I've gotten pretty good at laying this floor, at least. I told him we should do a how-to video because at one point we were putting pieces of duct tape on it to keep it from moving while we did the next part. And let me just say, that step is not in the instruction manual. We have just been flying by the seat of our pants, but we didn't use the recommended spacers to keep it the certain distance from the edge of the wall, because there again, I don't follow the rules. I do what I want to do. So if I would have put those spacers, we would have been golden. But since I didn't, the floor could slide under the edge of the baseboard when I pushed on it to do the next piece, so it kept getting out of alignment, and so that's, hence the duct tape. So but it worked, and we got it, and it looks beautiful. So far we still have one door frame, door jamb, whatever, to fill in that little area, and then we've got the whole entire living room to do, but we didn't even start on it yet, so we got to do that. And excuse me. And so I think it's going to look really nice. So I have a quandary though, and maybe y'all can tell me what you think. The hallway, we ran the boards down the hallway this way, so we just kept them like this all the way up and down the hall. But the living room adjoins the hallway, but like I said before, you have to start left to right. So there was no earthly way for us to start the living room left to right and keep it in line with the hallway boards. If I did the hallway row all the way across the living room, there would be no way to start from the corner of the living room and then it magically meet up perfectly with that one board that came out from the hallway. So I hope I'm making sense. So what we did was, where the hallway goes to living room, we just stopped it, and then we're letting the hallway be a room, and then we're letting the living room be the next room, and we're going to put a little threshold there. There's not supposed to be a threshold there, and it's not supposed to be separate, but I think that's the easiest way to solve my problem. And I think I want to run the boards the other way, like hallway, living room. I believe I'm going to do that, and that'll further delineate that we're trying to make that be another room. So I'm not sure. I'm going to get over here. There's a policeman. I hope he don't mind me videoing myself while I'm driving. I may get pulled over. I may get pulled over if he notices. I don't know if he'll notice. Usually they're on their phone, I've noticed. Have you noticed that? I see them on their phone texting half the time. They'll be just texting away, and I'm like, wow, really? You're supposed to be setting an example, aren't you? Anyway, I love to get on my high horse, people. So, with do you think that would look right? Do you think that would look okay to put hallway this way and then living room that way? I hope it looks okay, because that is definitely what I'm doing. And I'm just going to put some kind of, little threshold there to join them together. And because I know that when you have a window, it looks best for your light source to be shining down the boards this way instead of across the boards this way. So my light source would mean the living room needs to go this way and the hall would be this way. So I think it'll all work out. I think it'll work out. I mean, it would have been crazy to go board down the hallway when you could just go, that way. So let's hope and pray it looks good. But the floor is nice. When you walk on it, it's nice. We had put some different kind of cheaper, some just like laminate floor when they first came out in my son's room. It's now Kennedy's room. But she's got a rug in there, so it doesn't really matter. But that floor does not sound nice. And we even put the recommended like little padding underneath. We put that under there too. And that truck was loud. And it still sounds weird when you walk on it, like tick, 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 tick. It just doesn't sound solid when you walk on it. So I'm liking how this one sounds better. And we didn't have to put any kind of padding under it. It has its padding already attached, so we didn't have to do any of that. And that's nice too. It's been a good experience so far. It was tough. There's a few places where I thought I was just really going to have to commit suicide, but we figured them out, and it's worked out okay. So, but it was like, there was a few internal cuss words. I ain't gonna lie. But we're getting it going, and so whenever we have another day off together, we'll continue. But it's best if we do it as a team, because it's quite a bit of work if you're doing it just one person by themselves. Alright, there's no more suns. I don't need those. I think you could do it by yourself. It's not impossible, but it would be a lot tougher if you're trying to do it that way. Well, I'm not too far from work here, so I guess I'll cut this dude short. I just wanted to end up those pieces that I was doing and let you know why I'm not painting right now. I think I probably said in the previous video, I think I'm going to make Cozy a little vampire, because she just looks, her little mouth just looks perfect to be a little vampire. So I ordered some translucent Sculpey. I have Sculpey at home, but I only have white, so I need the translucent kind, so it'll look more like teeth, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure vampire teeth probably look like our teeth. So, a little more translucent-ish. We'll see. But never had the occasion to make vampire teeth before, so we'll see. And I'm sure they're going to be really tiny. So, that's going to be an adventure. I'll keep you informed and let you know how it's going. I've got her, I'll just have to show you later what she looks like right now, but I've got her a little bit on the greenish purplish side. I don't want to make her too far out there. I don't want her to be like all bruisey, splotchy, weird looking. I think a little off color, and then the little teeth are probably good enough for me anyway. So hopefully she'll sell, because I know people do like the alternative babies, so I guess we'll see. I don't have Kimberly and Logan. I don't have them for sale like on any place. Usually I put them on reborns.com, so I don't have them for sale anywhere like that. So if you know anybody that's wanting them, let them know that they can send me a message on Facebook, or they can since they're not on reborns.com, I don't know how quickly they're going to sell. I'm not that worried about it. Just they are for sale, so I don't really plan on keeping them if I can sell them, but you know, we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. So I guess I'll end the video here, and I will talk to y'all later.